Have some water, boss.
You're doing well.
Change takes, Timmy.
Have some water.
Have some water. It's down there. Have some water.
Water. Glass, beautiful glass of water.
Nice, beautiful glass of water. Yeah, thank you for that. Don't laugh at me, man.
I'm not.
I'm trying my best
not.
here. I'm trying to give you the biggest beat
I'm
of your life.
entertaining the people in
Don't entertain me.
Apple and pear, the stairs, what is it? What is it?
There's a glass by your seat. You don't have to drink like some cockney out of a bottle. Gee whiz.
Nora, what you do?
What's that, boss?
You mustn't interview.
I'm going to. No, I'm going to. I've spoken to Eddie. I've spoken to Eddie about them. And also, the other reason why I want them to talk about you is because I haven't actually had the opportunity to get somebody talking about your... Because Elizabeth cites you as keeping her sane. You know that? She says that her sanity is built on her relationship with you. And if she didn't know you, she would be insane. Did you know that? Hey? That's what she said.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's what she said in public. How are you, Jules?
We're alive, right?
You okay? Good. Okay.
We kind of had the same childhood.
Yeah, well, you did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Macaulay particularly, yeah.
What's
Macaulay.
up with Michael and Elizabeth too? Tell me what's up. Does
Yeah.
age make a difference?
No.
It's about the spirit, the soul.
Do you know what? We're going to lose her soon. I'm telling you. People are going to regret that. But we are going to lose her soon. Because she's not young. Hamid, what are you doing?
Oh, we're just gonna get rid of this tapping noise.
Oh, making noise, yeah.
Oh, thank you, Hamid. Hamid, do you like the shop? Man, you got a big butt, Hamid. Get down the gym.
She's from Persia.
Yeah, what? Persian people got big butt? That's racist.
The food is good.
Hey?
The food is good. No, black people get big face.
Did you ever see? What do you think of Eddie Murphy?
I love him.
What do you think of that film, Nutty Professor? Did you ever see that film?
I love it.
When he took the drug.
I love it.
And that woman, that big fat, when he plays the big fat woman, and she thinks he loves, and she sprays herself. Come on, boy!
The pants fall down. By the time it kills them.
Oh, it was like Tatum O'Neal in 2 years. Oh, boy.
That's it.
Oh, you make me die.
Go on, Tim. Move that away just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Morning.
Did you see the last James Bond?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Oh,
I only
yeah.
got to see half
Tim,
of it.
put your cue on.
Why, what happened?
Thanks.
I know.
Tim, you getting some of that time?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you want to go to the movies?
Huh?
This afternoon?
I can't go to that thing anymore.
Are you going to the funeral tomorrow?
I want to feel it tomorrow.
Are you going to be speaking at the funeral?
I would like to say something.
I thought you would.
I don't like to talk.
No.
But,
Do you want me to help you write
No, no.
something?
Yeah, good idea.
Would it help you if I came over and just wrote something for you that you could say at the funeral?
if you would like to do it, that would be nice.
No, no, I'm asking you. You're in charge. Do you want me
Yeah.
to do something that would convey your affection for Morris?
Yeah.
You would like me to do that?
The music world has lost a giant.
So what's that?
They were amazing.
Well, for harmonies, he was the main man. He was the second harmony. He was the alto part that you cannot pick out very easily. You try and sing that you could, but
I know how
I just about can follow the bass part, and it's in any piece of music, and I can sing the bass.
Martin, we are speed.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're happy.
Yeah, sorry. Let's carry
What
on.
if you just move to your left a tiny? Just a tiny bit. That's
You are looking so sexy.
Thank you.
sure.
Oh boy. Women are going to be tearing off their clothes, throwing their pants at the screen.
Turning over. Speed.
That's not how I'm saying.
Thank you, Martin.
Let's do it for Children's Day.
Take your pants off and throw them at the screen. Okay, we're nearly ready.
We're up to speed, Martin.
Okay. Will you stop taking photographs, Hamid? Gee whiz. That guy's out of control. You know he's the best guy to have on your side. If I was going to war, I'd take Hamid with me. No one messes with Hamid. Hamid tells you what he wants, and he doesn't care what you say.
He's loyal.
Once Debbie's pregnancy became common knowledge, the tabloid world had one burning question. Did they or didn't they?
The first two crystal parents from Debbie, which was natural conception.
You had sex with Debbie.
Yes.
I know that's difficult for me to say because you're so embarrassed. But you actually had sex with her. You conceived those children.
Yes.
From the first moment Debbie learned she was pregnant, Michael warned her of what was to come.
He said, "You don't know what they can do." And I said, "Oh, Michael, come on. We're having a baby. Normal people have babies. We're having a baby. Come on. How can that be weird? We're having a kid. If anything, that's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's great." Boy, was I wrong. I found out at one point a picture of me pregnant was worth $500,000. To who and why? Have they never, ever seen someone pregnant before? Am I supposed to look different pregnant because it's Michael's baby than someone else?
As you've heard, the decision to have Michael's child was easy for Debbie. The actual birth was another matter.
And we were very excited. Michael was definitely more excited than I was. You know, he was so excited when we had a contraction. And he was there. We had videos, we had music, you know. And it was long. It was 23 hours. And I have a very colorful language. And every time I went to say something, Michael would cut me off with shoot or fudge.
Oh, he doesn't like cursing.
Or he didn't think it was necessary when there were other words would do. So, but he was there the whole time, held my hand, stroked my head. I think I puked once, and I was so embarrassed, and he was like, "Stop, you're fine. This is beautiful, this is wonderful." I said, "I'm going to die." "No, you're not going to die, this is great." "Okay, we're crowning, you know," and Michael, bam, he's right there. And he goes, "Oh my God, this is so beautiful." Now, having come from a medical background, there is no way, blood and stuff, there's no way, it can't, sorry, I don't come from that background. It's like, Michael, it can't be that beautiful. Oh, he was welling up. And then his son was born. And the look on his face. Talk amongst yourselves. I'd never seen him that happy. And that's what made it wonderful for me, was to see the look on his face.
The birth of Prince Michael was soon followed by a sister, Paris.
Yeah, we were kind of told we should wait. You know, I guess there's a suggested waiting time. But I was flying to Paris all the time. It's actually how she got her name. That's where she was conceived.
Do you not think, though, that your children would benefit from contact with their mother?
No, but she doesn't. It's private information. She doesn't. She can't handle it.
She can't handle her own children.
Yes, I can't reveal that because I don't want to make anybody upset.
While Michael may seem reluctant to discuss Debbie's absence from their children, Debbie had no reluctance whatsoever.
People don't understand that. And they want a traditional, they think that something has to be traditional, and they have this notion of beaver cleaver. That wasn't reality in the 50s, and that's not reality, you know, in the 21st century. We have a non-traditional family, and if it makes people uncomfortable, it's a shame that they're not more open. We are a family unit. Michael and I will always be connected with the kids. I will always be there for him. I will always be there for the children. And people make remarks, "Oh, I can't believe she left her children left them. I left my children. I did not leave my children. My children are with their father, where they're supposed to be.
She preferred them to be with me than her.
So, this mother carries both children for 9 months in her body, and she gives birth to them, and she prefers that they have nothing to do with her.
Split up because they got to a point where I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with the fact I couldn't go to the grocery store. For 2 reasons. 1, I'd get followed. 2, I'd have to look at crap on the newsstands that are right at the register as you go out that wasn't true. You know, I wasn't used to it. I like doing things for myself. Michael's more than generous. He said, we don't have to go to the grocery store, but I want to. I really want to. I want to go back to what I can go back to. That was what I was used to. That's where I'm comfortable. Doing this is very uncomfortable for me. Talking about these things is extremely uncomfortable for me.
But it's hard when you're an entertainer, you know. It's hard to have a marriage, and I mean, one day I'll be married again, but it's too soon. I went through 2 tough divorces. So I'm married to my fans. I'm married to God. I'm married to my children. I'm married to life.
One of the things that I noticed about you over the last year is your relationship with your children. And I have to say to you, and I didn't know you before, and you haven't put on a front, your relationship with your children is spectacular.
I love them.
And in fact, it almost makes me weep when I see you with them, because your interaction with them is just so natural, so loving, so caring.
Thank you so much.
And everybody who ever comes into contact with you knows that.
I'm crazy. I would die for them. I mean, I'm crazy about them. And I tell them. I look into their eyes every day. I make sure I do it. I say, look at me. I say, I love you very much. In the eyes.
What they actually say to you is they love you and you say, I love you more. That's what you say every single time.
I say that, right?
That's your phrase, and I've heard it. I've heard it once, I've heard it a million times.
Yeah, and they say such sweet things sometimes, and I didn't tell them to say it. They say it all the time. Like Prince will come to me and say, Daddy, thank you for giving me a brother. All the time. You know, parents will say that too. Thank you for giving us a brother. You know, and I would like to have more children.
When Martin Bashir arrived to film Michael and his children, Bashir was immediately confronted with one of the major worries of celebrity parents, the horrible danger of kidnapping. Consequently, as a security measure, public appearances by Michael's children required that their faces be hidden behind masks or veils.
Because you don't let anybody see the children.
I don't want a Lindbergh baby. Somebody took Lindbergh's baby, Charles Lindbergh's baby, took him in the forest and burned him to death. Okay, so I don't want that to happen to my children. I don't want people seeing them. Because the press, they can be very mean. I don't want them to grow up psychologically crazy because of the evil things they can say to them. I want them to be normal. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
It does. It does. Take, for example, what happened in Germany, where there was a huge outcry.
Yeah.
And you suffered a great deal of negative comment in the press.
Yeah.
Was there no one in your group who said, Michael, even though you're not going to damage your child, and you would never harm your child, but Michael, if you dangle blanket over a balcony, you are going to be severely criticised?
No, because...
Was there no one in the room who would say, Michael, don't do it?
My governesses were up there.
And they didn't say no?
No, because I was holding that baby strong, hard, tight.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying, though.
And I know better. And I've seen people that flip their kids up in the air and do somersaults and catch them. And, you know, I get caught up in the moment. It's holding on tight. Just let them give a wave. And, but it happens for like 2 seconds. But when it gets on the news, they slow it down. They don't show the crowd. It makes me look like I'm this eccentric idiot dangling his baby over a balcony like a nut. Governance was up there. Security was up there. Other people. I took my other children up there and did the same thing.
like I said before, he's very proud of his children, you know? And to listen to his fans all night long, they're so adoring and so loving and loyal, and they'll be there all night. And they wanted to see the little one, and he showed them the little one. Nothing inappropriate. May not have been the best thing he's ever done in his life, but certainly I think it was made too big a deal of.
Even now you're happy that you dangled him over the...
Not happy that I dangled him over the balcony, no.
You're
I'm
not
happy that
happy.
I let the kids
but
give a wave to him.
Neverland is an extraordinary, a breathtaking, a stupendous, an exhilarating, an amazing place. I can't gather together words to describe Neverland. What inspired you to make a home like this?
What inspired me, it was so easy because it was me being myself, creating things that I love. And what I love, kids happen to love, or the child that lives inside the adult happens to love. You know, it is so easy because I'm just putting behind the gates everything I never got to do when I was a kid.
Tell me why, is it so? Don't wanna let you go. I never can say goodbye, girl.
Do you have regrets about the way your life has been?
Somewhat.
And what do you regret?
When I was really little, 11 and 12, I was under contract with Motown, and I would have to go to the recording studio. I had to go and make these albums because the summer tour was right around the corner, and right across the street from the recording studio was a ballpark, and I could hear the kids, you know, the roar of the crowd and playing and catching ball and having fun and playing tennis. And some of those times I so passionately wanted to just go over there and just play a little bit and not go to the recording studio and sing. Just to, you know, have some fun with the kids. And I couldn't. People say, why is he always with children? Well, I was raised in a world with adults. When kids were playing in bed sleeping at night, I was up doing clubs. I was doing club dates, 3 in the morning. The striptease would come on after us. You know, we were performing. And we didn't have friends. My brothers were like my friends, but we worked. There was no Christmas. There was no birthdays, and we were very strict Jehovah's Witnesses. So I'm compensating. Nature made sure that I compensated for the lost. So when you come behind my gate, you'll see amusement park, you'll see animals, you'll see everything I never got to do. There's candy everywhere. It's fun. I feel totally at home with them. I can talk to them one-on-one because they don't judge you. You know, they're not looking for anything. They just want to have some fun, you know. And that's the same with myself. And I can connect to that, you know. I can understand that. And the fact that I missed out on it so much as a child. As soon as they come in the room, for me, the room lights up.
I like the sound it makes. That's great. That's great.
They're really funny. Oh my God, they're funny.
Didn't one of them say something funny to you yesterday about...
Yeah, one of the boys said to me, he said, he saw all the rides and all the amusements, and he said, Michael Jackson, you own all of this? I go, yeah. He said, you paid for all of this? I said, yeah, I did. And you still have money left over? That's exactly what he said to me. I said, yeah. I said, yeah. He goes, I can't believe it. He said, I can't believe it. That's exactly what he said. He was amazed that I still have money afterwards.
It's not free to you. It's cost you millions of
Millions
dollars.
a year, yeah, millions. But, you know, I get it all back when I see them smile.
Sugar attack right now.
Peter Pan. I've been in the house. I've seen the statues outside the house. Why is Peter Pan a figure of such interest and inspiration to you?
Because Peter Pan, to me, represents something that's very special in my heart. You know, it represents youth, childhood, never growing up, magic, flying, everything I think that children and wonderment and magic, what it's all about. And to me, I just have never, ever grown out of loving that or thinking that is very special.
You don't want to grow up?
No, I am Peter Pan.
Are you like a Michael Jackson?
I'm Peter Pan in my heart.
Do you think it would be true to say that you found friendship and inspiration in children that you haven't been able to find in adults?
That's absolutely the truth.
Really?
Yes. Yes. I haven't been betrayed or deceived by children. Adults have let me down. Adults have let the world down.
Successful, and you've amassed so much wealth, you never need to work again. And yet you don't seem to be able to enjoy it. It seems that you're restricted somehow.
I enjoy it through my children. I enjoy
But I'm
it.
talking about you. You just don't seem to enjoy it.
Enjoy what?
Enjoy your success, enjoy your wealth.
It's hard to, I can enjoy it behind my gates, but I can't go out and enjoy it because it becomes work all over again.
Working has been Michael's life from the time he was 5 years old.
Oh, darling, I was glad to let you go.
And as we've already seen, missing out on his childhood continues to affect him to this very day.
You often seem very lonely. Is that true?
I used to be very lonely, painfully lonely. You have no idea. I used to walk the streets looking for people to talk to.
Do you not sometimes wish that you could go to the local store and
Of course.
buy yourself some food and come back, or go
Of
to a
course. I
bar?
want to go to the market, like one of those markets, and take one of those carts and throw some food in there and go down the aisle. I would love to do that.
Can you do that?
No, of course not. Of course not. I tried, and the whole place stops, you know, and everybody's chanting and getting your autograph, and it's hard. It doesn't work. That's why I love putting on disguises.
One of the disguises Michael would wear in public was from his music video, Ghost. A makeup process that took several hours and would turn him into a completely unrecognizable and very large white man.
I'll sit on a bench at Disneyland, a fat suit. I just sit there and I love it. I learned so much. Watching people, studying people's characters. And that's what I like. I like going inside. And that's the same thing with performance. You can tell right away when an artist, you can read it on her face when she's dancing. She's counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And you can see it. But that's the wrong concept for dance. Dancing is about feeling, not about thinking. So when they count, they're thinking. You feel, become the bass, become the drums, become the guitar, the strings. You just become a oneness, you know? That's very important.
But that's
real.
But that's Michael Jackson talking as a performer.
I love performing.
But that's not.
I wish I could sleep on stage.
But that's not Michael Jackson the person.
Where is Bubbles now?
Bubbles is, he's with a caretaker with like 40 to 50 other chimps, because chimps, they get to an age like teenage kids do, where they want to challenge their parents. Like if your father tell you to do something, you go, why? Why do I have to do it, Dad? And chimps are very much like that too. They'll challenge you, and it can become dangerous in a way, you know. And if they get angry with you and decide to take you on, it's no match. I mean, they're very, very strong. But they can take your finger off. They're very powerful.
But while Bubbles was living at Neverland, Bubbles, the other animals, and Michael were virtually inseparable.
Many people made fun of me with my animals, you know. If I come home from a hard day at the studio and I come home to my deer, or my chimps, and I can hug them, and they don't ask you anything, they don't complain, you know, they don't gossip. They just want a hug and some love and get on with it. You know, where's the pizza? Whip out the ice cream. Because the chimps, they love snacks. And, you know, they run around and they help me clean the room, and they help me fix up things, you know, and their DNA is literally identical to ours if you look in the microscope. And they're amazing.
Chimps would help you clean the house?
Yeah, they help me clean up my room. They help me dust. They do the windows. They flush the toilet after they use the bathroom. And
you let the chimps use your own bathroom?
Sure, yeah, of course. Bubbles would go himself. And he'd sit at the table and he picks up his spoon and his fork and he eats, and he's very polite and they're very intelligent.
I didn't really know how you behave with the people who come to the ranch and come to your home. I hadn't seen it. And you were the most generous person. But I looked around here yesterday, and some of the people really appreciated it, but others were greedy. Others couldn't help themselves. Do you sometimes despair of human nature?
Yes. Yes, of course.
I mean, can you ever do anything that's right?
No. No matter what you do, there's always somebody that will say something about it. They're opinionated, you know? No matter what you do. No matter how good your intentions are, there's always some jerk, some mean-spirited person to try to bring you down. And all you wanted to do is bring some love and some joy, and, you know, that's all.